Hey guys, welcome to another level 1 MCAT prep question from one of my viewers here who posted this question on my Facebook page. So if you guys got any questions that you want some answers to, just flick a question over on Facebook or even in some of the comment section in my channel. Okay, so let's get started with this question. What we have is for what values of x is this particular equation equal to 64. Now, for those of you that have been keeping up with my live tutorials, you probably will look at this question and say you can recognize those numbers 4, 16, and 64 as you can replace them with base of 2. So what I mean by that is that remember that base of 2, if I have base as 2, then 2 to the power of 1 is 2, 2 squared is 4, 2 cubed is 8, 2 to the power of 4 is 16, and if I just keep going, 2 to the power of 5 is 32, 2 to the power of 6 is 64. Now, you could also do it with 4s, because 4 to the power of 1 is 4, 4 squared is 16, and 4 to the power of 3 is 64. The one I'm going to use is with base 2. So what I've got is 16 to the power of x squared, 4 to the power of 3x minus 1 equals 64. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace 16 with 2 to the power of 4. I'm going to replace 4 with 2 squared, and then I'm going to replace 64 with 2 to the power of 6. So when I do this, I'm going to get 16 as 2 to the power of 4, and then now that's actually to the power of x squared. So notice all I've done is I've replaced the 16, which is highlighted in yellow, with 2 to the power of 4. And in the denominator, I'm going to replace 4 with 2 squared, and then that's actually raised to the power of 3x minus 1. So once again, 4 is highlighted in blue, and 2 squared is also highlighted in blue. Now that's equal to 64, and of course 64 can be written as 2 to the power of 6, which is actually highlighted in purple. So once I do this, the thing you need to realize is when you have two powers, I'm actually looking at this part here. When you have powers of powers, you actually multiply the powers, and same with this one here, you actually multiply the powers. So what you end up getting is 2 to the power of 4 times x squared over 2 to the power of 2 times 3x minus 1. And this is all equal to 2 to the power of 6. So when I do this, what I get is 2 to the power of 4x squared divided by, what do we got? 2 to the power of 6x minus 2. And this whole thing is equal to 2 to the power of 6. So I'm just going to kind of carry on here so we can see the theme of this question. The next thing is that when you have two bases that are same, when you're dividing it, you subtract the powers. So this is when you have something like a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n equals a to the power of m minus n. So that's what I'm going to do for this thing right here. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be ending up with 2 to the power of 4x squared minus whatever's in the denominator. And I'm going to make sure I put that in a bracket as 6x minus 2. And all of this is now still equal to 2 to the power of 6. So expanding the brackets, I get 2 to the power of 4x squared. And I've got to go minus times negative 6x and minus times negative 2, which means I'm going to get negative 6x plus 2. And all of this is equal to 2 to the power of 6. I'm hoping I actually got this right. Let me just double check things. Okay, I think everything is looking good so far, but what do we do next? The next thing is this. Because our two bases are the same, we can almost kind of forget about it, like get rid of it, and we just leave the powers equal to each other. So we got 4x squared minus 6x plus 2 equals to 6. So I need to rearrange this quadratic to equal to 0. So I've got 4x squared minus 6x plus 2 minus 6 is equal to 0. Simplifying this, I've got 4x squared minus 6x minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so at this point I need to solve this quadratic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 4 times negative 4, which equals to negative 16. And so what I'm looking for is two numbers that multiply to negative 16 and add up to minus 6. And in this case, it's going to be negative 8 and 2. Yep. That's the alarm to give a bath to my child. So Sorry guys, I'll just try and finish this quickly. So we got -8 plus 2 equals -6. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to split up the -6x with now -8x and 2. And so what we're going to get is 4x squared minus 8x plus 2x minus 4 equals to 0. So all I've done is I've split the -6x as -8x and 2x. The next thing is I've got to factorize by parts. So I've got 4x as a common factor, which means I'm going to get x minus 2. And then on the right hand side I've got plus 2 as a common factor, and I'm going to get x minus 2 equals to 0. Now what happens is x minus 2 is the common factor, so I can take it out, and I'm going to get x minus 2 multiplied by 4x plus 2, and all of this is equal to 0. So I've got x minus 2 equals to 0, or 4x plus 2 equals to 0. So in my first case, x is equal to positive 2, and in my second case, 4x is equal to -2, and x is equal to -2 divided by 4. So guys, so the two answers that I'm looking for this particular case, for this question, is x equals to 2, or x equals to -2 over 4. I'm just going to simplify it to leave it as -half. So looking at this question, most likely I'd say this is very much an excellence question. So grades wise, I'd probably say you probably need to get up to here to get an excellence. Merit wise, this is a tricky one. I'd probably say getting it up to the quadratic and putting it equal to 0 could possibly be at a merit, and achieved I would probably say somewhere here. Anyway guys, that's basically it for this short little question here. Well, not really short, long question. As always, don't forget to like this video and share this video to some of your mates there, and of course subscribe to the channel so you can actually keep up with some of the latest questions that's actually coming up, and also know when the tutorials are happening. As always, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. And also there should be some playlist popping up sometime soon.